Good morning. So yeah, I appreciate all the comments and responses from especially Makibo. um Deeply appreciated. And he just got me thinking about happiness and like how to actually find happiness within. Um, I mean, here, all right, this is my perspective. Uh, and this is just, I'm a person who, I grew up a pretty normal suburban lifestyle um, in a college town in Maine. So I grew up there. Um, my parents were both together, and they did the best they could. It was just me and my older brother. And being the younger brother, I was kind of the wild card. I didn't do anything too outrageous, but yeah, I think for the most part, it was a pretty average suburban upbringing. Then I went to college to be an architect at Syracuse University. And that's where I guess, as far as I was detached from the BS of public school for the first time in my life. So I started to discover who I was. That's when I was first introduced to philosophy, Parmenides and Heraclitus, and just a foretaste of philosophy and the world it offered. And then, yeah. From there, while I was there, I don't know, I don't want to get too deep into it, but from there, I ended up in a Christian cult, the 12 Tribes. The term cult is kind of relative. But there, where I spent, ironically, I moved into this place when I was 22 years old. And I spent the next 22 years of my life in the cult. I don't know. I don't know about using the word cult. It's such a relative term, and people get all kinds of fantastic ideas from it. But there, I dove into religion, even though the group denies that they're a religion. They are very much a religion, since religion is all about controlling beliefs, and it's all about control. And worship and beliefs are based in control, in controlling you. And that's very much what this group was. Mandatory gatherings twice a day, 7 days a week, where you would sing and dance for Yeshua and be forced. It's forced singing and dancing and forced sharing your heart, but it's not really sharing your heart. It's yeah. I don't want to get too deep into it, but yeah. So after that, in 2016, Valentine's Day 2016, pretty much, when I left with my family out to Colorado from New York, yeah, it's I went through a time of just not really exploring deep things at all, which is so unlike my nature. But yeah, it took stopping drinking alcohol to clear my mind finally, where I could actually get deep again. Yeah, so happiness. And this is why when I found the map of consciousness from David Hawkins, that was mind-blowing. It's kind of similar to the chakra chart from which is essential to familiarize yourself with, whether you're a Buddhist or a Hindu or a Christian or whatever the fuck you are. It's just essential, because like Tesla said, everything is based on energy, frequency, vibration. And as human beings, we are batteries. We produce our own energy somehow from the ineffable creator, God. I don't know what. I don't think it's appropriate to give him or her a name, but yeah, we create energy, not just physical energy, but we create emotionalized energy, and I think a large part of happiness, according to the map of consciousness, which again we should all download and look up and familiarize ourselves with, it's all about, I think for the most part, happiness is all about identifying these lower states of consciousness and even the higher states of consciousness and their resonant frequencies. Anything below 200 hertz, which is the level of courage, it's what the controllers, this may sound, I don't know, but there are entities on the earth and in the universe that feed off our lower energies and according to Hawkins, each one of us is born into a level of consciousness, and it's based on samsara, and wherever our spirit came from in a previous life, our karmic debt, you could call it. But yeah, and today's social media does not help the situation, because most of what you tap into on YouTube or social media produces shame, guilt. Those are the bottom barrels of consciousness: fear, apathy, anger, desire, pride, grief. I mean, grief is a personal thing. But yeah, and those ironically are the things that get the most views on YouTube, are the things that produce anger or fear or apathy, like, oh, we're just fucked, so we might as well just give up. Yeah, this, like I said again, this one girl that I, nothing against her, but she's just, every post she makes is basically talking about how screwed we are. Yeah, I mean, that's very obvious, but I think true happiness is found by transcending the levels of consciousness. That's the only way. And of course, it's through meditation, it's through praying. I'm getting back into praying in a non-religious way, just taking walks in nature and communicating with the ineffable creator, not attached to any religion or anything, just the creator. So yeah, that's why I keep emphasizing this is the solution. And of course, there are real physical things out there that create fear and anger and desire, and these things are thrown at us, and our souls are bombarded with this crap nonstop. But still, it's our personal responsibility to be aware of these levels of consciousness and to transcend the levels of consciousness, so that our energy isn't being fed upon. That's all. And that's what infuriates me more than anything, is that through everything in social media that we're bombarded with, that's why we have to detach. It produces food for the entities that control us, that control the human population, and use people in power to do that. And there probably has never been a time like this, or at least things are being exposed, but they're being exposed in a way that produces fear and anger and guilt and shame and apathy. Apathy is a big one. Just a lot of people just giving up, just saying screw it to everything. But yeah, we still, as we raise our consciousness, we still have to be compassionate and kind to others, and know ourselves. Spend time with ourselves, having absolutely nothing to do sometimes. That is the best thing for us. So, yeah, I'm at 14 minutes. So I just wanted to say that. Yeah, and happiness isn't dependent on stuff or things or money. Obviously, we've heard again and again that rich people are the most miserable people on the earth. So having enough money where you can actually be happy, but not tap into this realm of like, and I think the boomer generation was all about that. Not to blame things on an entire generation, but there was a mentality of desire sex, power, money, material goods, those are the things that supposedly make you happy. And ironically, that came from the hippie generation. I go to Boulder, Colorado, every now and then, and it's full-blown capitalism, just feeding off college students. That's all Boulder is. And supposedly it's some kind of peaceful hippie mecca, but obviously that's where the hippies ended up, just being materialistic and selfish, for the most part. Again, not to categorize people, but yeah. So I think that's it. So have a good day, and that's my rant this morning.